Unfortunately, most people don't know these 13 tricks, yet they're so brilliant that everyone really should know them. In this video, I'll show you how they can make your daily life much easier and save you a lot of time and patience. Or did you know that if you have a picture that needs to be hung by a string like this, all you need is a fork? You should now slide it over the nail that's in the wall. This way, you no longer have to wrap the string around the nail, which can sometimes be very difficult because it's not so easy to find, but instead, you just loop it over the fork that's sticking out at the top. Now you can remove the fork, and you've perfectly hung the picture over the nail, and it's really straight. If you have a wet razor like this in your shower, you're probably familiar with the rust spots that appear on it after a short time. To prevent this in the future, simply fill a glass or a small bowl with some rice and always place the razor in it after use. Because the rice absorbs the excess water, and that way the razor can't even begin to rust. Those were just 2 of the 13 tricks in total that I'm showing you in this video. And if you knew what else is coming up next, you wouldn't be able to stop being amazed. Because you've probably been annoyed before when you took ice cream out of the freezer and tried to dig in with a spoon, but it's somehow rock hard. Instead of waiting around for a really long time just to get some ice cream out, or getting frustrated because you only get a tiny bit of a scoop, you should just take the ice cream over to your microwave. For a quick fix, you can put it in there for just 10 seconds. It definitely shouldn't be any longer than that. As soon as you take it out again, the ice cream is soft enough for you to go in with the spoon and scoop out a good amount of ice cream. But it's not so soft that it has already started to melt. This provides it with the perfect consistency to very quickly get to the ice cream. It's almost as annoying when you have to hang your jacket somewhere where there are only clothes hangers. Because you definitely know this problem too. You put your jacket on the hanger, but somehow it just doesn't stay in place and usually slips off again while you're hanging it up, which is of course really annoying. And yes, I know there would be other ways to do this. It's just meant as an example. Because what you can do in a case like this is simply poke this part of the jacket through the top handle and then hang it over the hanger. This way it hangs much better on the hanger, and besides, it can't fall off anymore, so you no longer have the problem of it just slipping down when you want to hang it up. If you use your laptop for a while and it always overheats, leading to problems, then you should try the following trick. Because the reason for this is that the fans are of course underneath the device. That means if it runs for a long time, it might just overheat because the air can't be properly dissipated here. What you can do about it is simply use 2 forks. Place a fork under the laptop on both the right and left sides and set it on top, as you can see here. This way, the fans have plenty of fresh air once again, the hot air can be properly vented, and it won't overheat anymore. Opening a key ring and adding or removing a new key can be very painful and is not easy at all, as you can clearly see right here. But if you have a stapler at home, then you also know this tool, which you can use to easily open up these staples again. With exactly such a staple remover, you can actually also open a key ring by placing it directly between the sides and squeezing, as you can see here. This way, the ring is pushed open wide enough that you can easily slide the key over it, then remove this small clip again to pull the key all the way through. It's super quick, doesn't hurt, and almost everyone has something like this at home. With cream packaging like this, you eventually reach a point where you can't get anything more out, even if you start shaking it hard. But there's a trick to getting an incredibly large amount out of these containers. To do this, you should first unscrew it, and you'll need a massage wand like this one. Because once we've unscrewed it, you can clearly see here that we can look all the way down to the bottom of the bottle. To make sure we can see exactly how much we can still get out, I've specifically chosen a transparent bowl. Now I'll turn on the massage wand because it starts to vibrate strongly, which really helps us a lot here. If we just hold it against the packaging and press, you can see that suddenly an incredible amount of cream still comes out of the container. In the end, we actually have such a large amount that you could easily apply it to your entire body 5 or 6 times, even though we couldn't get anything out by shaking and squeezing before. And if you've ever opened a bag of chips or candy like this, you might eventually reach a point where you don't want to eat anymore. But just closing the bag like that usually doesn't help, as the whole thing gets soggy or gross because air is constantly getting in. All you need for this is a knife like this and a lighter. We should now press the blunt side of the knife, which is ideally a bit wider, against the side of the packaging and slide it across like this. Now we take the lighter and slowly go along the entire length. But be careful, not so long that it starts to burn or melt, because after just a few seconds, you can see that you've completely resealed the whole thing. No more air gets in, so the candy stays fresh much longer and can't spill out anymore. And when you want to eat them again, you can pull it open again really quickly and easily. Before I show you two really ingenious tricks with rubber bands, I have something for the car. For this, you'll need a roll of toilet paper, which you should first squeeze a few times. Then you have to remove the inner cardboard by pulling it all the way out. Now you need a cup like the ones used for milkshakes, which has a hole in the lid. Take off the lid, push the toilet paper roll inside, and carefully pull the first sheet up through the hole before putting the lid back on. Because with this, you can now go to your car. A larger box of tissues usually doesn't really fit anywhere here, as there's simply no room for it and it would just slide back and forth. But of course you can now perfectly fit this little can or cup into your car's cup holder, which is installed in almost every car. This way it doesn't stand out, doesn't slide around wildly, and whenever you need it you can just pull out a sheet from it. And for this absolutely brilliant trick, all you need is a plastic bag, which you should now pull over one of the front seats. More specifically, the headrest. Once you've completed that step, you should carefully remove your phone or another phone out of its case, so you can now slide the case behind this plastic bag. Exactly in the same way you can see me doing here. Because once you've done that, you can take your phone and simply press it back into the case from the outside. This way, you've clamped it in here and now it can't fall down anymore. It holds perfectly here, for example, to watch videos. It's also perfect for kids, so they're a bit more distracted in the back. And for the next trick, all you need is a few ordinary rubber bands. Take these to your drain because you can simply place a few of these rubber bands right into the top of your drain. 2, 3, or 4 pieces are already enough here. Ideally, use a few different sizes if you have them. By the way, you can also do this in your shower and not just in your regular sink. The primary advantage of this setup is that if you regularly have long hair that flows down toward the shower drain, in the future, it won't end up going into the drain and potentially causing major clogs. But instead, it will all get caught right here in these rubber bands. That means you just have to take out the rubber bands and you can remove all the hair really quickly and easily, avoiding drain clogs that can cost a lot of money. But you can also save a lot of money in your bathroom with a rubber band by simply wrapping one around your faucet exactly as you can see here, so that it holds the upper handle a bit. The advantage is, if you open your faucet carefully now, the water will run normally. But as soon as you open it a bit further, the rubber band will automatically close the faucet again. So this trick can help save water, especially if you have small children, for example, who regularly turn the faucet all the way up. And if you ever have a necklace that you want to wear as a bracelet, you shouldn't just wrap it around your wrist several times until you can close it again, like I'm doing here. Because if it ends up sitting way too loosely on you, as you can clearly see here, you should definitely try the following trick. First, fasten the necklace and lay it flat on the table exactly as shown here. Now, carefully wrap it around your hand, then pull one side through the other and tighten it up just a little bit. Once you've done that, open the clasp at the top again and wrap one side clockwise around your hand and the other side counterclockwise. As soon as you can close the clasp again, just close it. And as you can clearly see here with me, it now fits much better around the wrist and it's no longer as loose as before. Would you like to learn a secret oven trick now that 98% of people don't know? Then watch the video that you see on the screen right now. Click it.